Hi everyone. I get the pleasure of interviewing Joschka Röben today, who again is a relatively famous name on the Facebook groups. So I'm sure many of you will have seen some of his posts already. Hi Joschka, thanks for joining me.
Hello, Annika.
We aren't going to get to see your car in person today, but we are going to get some pic, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Is she or he having a bit of work done, I hear?
Yes, I found out that if you own a hand-built car, they can demand a lot of man hours for getting it correct and working on different problems or what those cars have, like the galvanic corrosion. So I had this addressed, and I'm currently putting it back together, and I quickly find out that it's more difficult to put cars back together than this is helping them.
That is definitely true. So tell me, are you doing all the work yourself? How much are you getting your hands dirty?
Very dirty. So I'm doing all myself because I'm an engineer. So I like to work on technology and on cars. So it's really fascinating because if you come from like a scientific engineering point of view, you can actually see how it all works. And besides the technology on these cars, I mean, they are very fast. And you can admire the craftsmanship on these cars, and that's a very nice and unique combination. I'm a self-educated man when it comes down to cars.
And so who are you working on at the moment?
I have a 93 Bentley Turbo R, and that's actually one of just 14 cars produced for Germany back in the day for the 93 model year. There were 3 long wheelbase cars, and I think like around 200 short and long wheelbase cars in total. So it's quite a rare one.
And was she your first, or when did you first get the Bentley Rolls-Royce Bug?
It's my first crew car, but I had 2 Lincolns before that.
Uh-huh.
And actually, I thought it would be a good idea to buy a 77 Lincoln when going to college for my freshman year. Yeah.
Head turner.
I like these cars, and I had one in Colorado as well. But then there was a Jaguar guy there, and he got me into British cars. And when I came back to Germany, I found out that it would actually make more sense to save a little bit more and just go for the top for the British cars.
What's her name?
I don't know if I really have one.
This is
Maybe.
such a misconception. When I started these interviews, I thought everyone would have a name for their car, and so many people don't. The majority don't.
Yeah. So I haven't decided if I call it Tweety,
Okay.
because the brake pedal is squeezing a little bit, or just Großer Grüner, like
Okay.
the Großer Mercedes, because it's big and green.
Okay.
Uh,
We'll pick one of them for this interview. Tweet. Yeah.
Großer Grüner.
So anyway, so what state was she in when you first got her, and how much work have you done?
She was in really good state.
Okay.
Like if you go to from 1 to 10, it's like 8, I think.
Uh-huh.
And she has been really taken care of. A lot of pre-owners, some people think that's bad, but every new owner wants to do something to the car, so he rectifies some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And what I have done now is to address the issue of the galvanic corrosion. So I have to remove all the badges, and I had to remove the interior part of it, because it's always it's around the doors and around the boot or the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm upgrading the audio system, and I had to care for the leather seats because they got some wear and tear from jeans.
And how original are you going to keep her?
I'm keeping her very original.
Okay, so you're die hard, can't stray at all.
I think not like 100% die hard, because you miss a lot of fun in life if you are too die hard, but I try to keep her as close to factory as get it. Yeah.
And how long have you had her?
I bought her in August last year,
So she's
and
new.
yeah, that's a fun story behind it,
Yeah.
because it was my first Bentley or Rolls Royce, and I kind of was afraid of it. Like a lot of people, and their money pits, or they demand a lot of maintenance and all that kind of stuff. So a friend said to me, "If you buy one, I'm going to help you." And we drive together to Blenheim Palace for the 100 years of Bentley. And actually, I have got the sticker, and we have been there. And if I remember correctly, there have been 1,321 Bentleys
Uh-huh.
on the lawn, and mine is one of it. You can actually see it on the press photo of Bentley. So,
So are you still afraid of her, or are you good now?
once you get behind the curtains, so to say, you're not afraid anymore. Because I found out there's a lot of Bosch parts, and in Germany there's like a Bosch service in every bigger city, and there's like a Bosch classic service, and I think they're pretty reliable if you buy a good car. So,
And do you think she'll be your forever car, or are you gonna switch her out, change it around, try some other models?
I think it's a forever car, because I'm kind of an emotional guy with cars, so it's no testing.
Okay, so speaking of parts, obviously, now that you've got under the hood a bit, tell me about some of the new parts you're introducing, because I know you've been in touch with Introcast, certainly, with some of your
Yeah.
own, not inventions, that's the wrong word, but your own creation
Okay.
to help the industry.
Yeah.
Tell us about them.
Okay, so there's a story behind it. I actually visited the pre-owner, and I was kind of proud to show him the car and how well I take care of it. And just on that drive, I lost like a cover cap for the wheel locks. I was like, oh no, damn. So
It's not
I
perfect
recreated it.
anymore.
Yeah. So I recreated it,
Uh-huh.
and I just posted it in the Facebook group, because I like to share those things, and I got an overwhelming feedback.
That's fantastic.
So I think I have one here, if you can
Yeah,
see it.
got it. I think it's on the desks at Intro Car as well, isn't it?
Yes, and so that kind of developed a side business for recreating those plastic parts on like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s cars.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, just a few days ago, my father visited me, and I got that for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Mercedes-Benz, and it's for the hood or the convertible roof.
Uh-huh.
Grab in, and what they do is they crack.
Right.
So I'm going to reproduce them, and then there's, can you see it here?
Yeah.
That's the Packard hood ornament, the Goddess of Speed, and that's like a 1, 2, 3 scale model. I'm making that for a friend because he's afraid that someone can steal his original ones.
Yeah, absolutely. So is
Yeah,
that just a hobby you're getting yourself into now, or is it going to be more?
it started as a hobby, but I think it's going good now. So I think it's going to be more, and I'm getting like requests for stuff like that. Those are clips for Cadillacs, for 80s Cadillacs. No one cares for those cars. So no one is making the clips anymore. So I'm going to reproduce them for a friend.
You do it all in your own home?
Sometimes, yes. But also I have the access to the bigger industrial machines to produce them in proper numbers and proper qualities there.
Mm-hmm. Well, we certainly know what it's like to reproduce parts. So we wish you all the best and support in anything that you're bringing to market that these cars need. Okay, so I've got a couple of just fun questions for you about your car. Do you hand over the keys to anybody? How tough are you with whether or not someone else is allowed to drive your car?
To people who know these cars, I do that, yes.
Okay.
So I have a friend, and he has also a 65 Silver Shadow, one of the very early ones, and several other cars. And he actually drove the car back from England, but only from the port where you drive on the right side.
Okay. And okay, if I gave you unlimited credit at Intro Car, what would be the next jobs for her?
I think I would go for the those rubber bumper thing. Yes, I'm really excited by the quality you put out. And I think I will go for 17-inch wheels.
Nice.
Rims, and yeah, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like she's not got too much that needs doing at the moment.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm going to put a lot of money in it.
So when the world opens up again and we all start getting to go to shows and seeing each other again, what's next on the schedule for kind of I don't know, taking her out and visiting other enthusiasts or going to events or shows? Got any plans?
So all the summer plans, they actually got canceled. But some people in the Facebook groups, they suggested a Scotland tour.
Oh, nice.
So maybe that, and there's Salon Privé again at the Palace. And yeah, I think in September there's a England trip and Scotland trip.
Yeah, there's some beautiful drives, especially, yeah, Scotland will be incredible. What's the most kind of interesting piece of history you think she's had in her life?
My ownership. Actually, I bought, or the car was sold by Autokönig in Germany, and that was like maybe like Jack Barclay or so, or Otto Becker, a famous dealer back in the day who sold a lot of those cars. And I got all those original documentation. Actually, I have it here. And there's a new car order fax, like the first life sign of the car, and then there's an invoice about 252,477 Deutsche Mark, which is like 190,000 euros today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. I'm a sucker for all those literature around those cars.
And how much do you feel that, I know that you're very active on the forums, has that really helped you as an owner?
Yes, because what I like on, I think it's Rod Saller's forum and Dean Jaggard, and what I like about these forums is that they bring different people together, like the specialists and the enthusiasts and the dealers and all kinds of people, and from all kinds of from all around the world. I've sent my covers to Brazil and to almost to Australia and to Finland and to Malta, and same as the owners, they come from all over the world. it's like a worldwide hobby, and those Facebook groups, and also I think what Introcar is doing with these videos is to connect all those people.
Do you think it's changed much since our shutdown, our shelter in place, or do you think it's always been as thriving?
I think it changed a little bit. People are finding out about the new media and the social media and how to connect.
Yeah. And are you ever going to do any of the American shows?
Yes, I'm going to California in May 2021.
Okay, great.
By the way, greetings from Michael Brown.
Oh, have you just been speaking to him?
Yes. He hooked me up on Garage-O-Matic.
Uh-huh. And how are you liking it?
I like it very much because it fills a void. With YouTube, you only have like this concentration on videos, and on Garage-O-Matic, you can add documents and pictures and manuals, and you can also add like sales. And yes, I will put these caps onto my Garage-O-Matic. So John needs to hook me up in his system so I can link Introcar to it.
So is this a hobby that's just going to get worse and you're going to keep buying more cars?
Yes. I think I'm afraid it's going into that direction.
Okay, that's good. No, it seems it's a common way to go.
They don't like to be alone, those cars, I'm afraid.
So basically the only limiting factor is the size of your garage.
Yes, yeah, that's limiting by now. So
yeah, some people just build extensions on their garage and keep going.
I cannot do that, I'm afraid. There's a fun story. I was flying to Spain to look up a Turbo R, and the seller, he has like 20 cars and very nice guy. And he asked me, do you really want to limit yourself to one car? And I said, I have to lie if I say yes.
Well, next time I speak to you, then we're going to be talking about 2 or 3 cars, I'm sure, in 6 months.
I'm afraid, yes.
Well, listen, thank you so much for your time.
Bye and have a nice day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.